dark. Mark and Steve ignite the spark. Dive deep in.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Kentucky Talk Sports with Mark Burnett and Aaron Taylor. We are coming to you live from the Meade County Messenger Studios, and hey, this is becoming a regular thing, Aaron. I mean, I know we missed last week. We had some little bit of issues with a little bit of illness and stuff, so we had to kind of cut out last week. But we're back this week. We're live, and we're loving it.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I think McDonald's already has that.
Oh,
That slogan, but yeah, I'm loving it for real. It's a good time, man.
But I'm just wanting you to know I've been having a blast doing this.
Absolutely.
It's been cool.
And when you look into my eyes deeply like that and tell me how much you're enjoying it, I can feel it. The brotherly love is coming through strong.
I hear you, brother.
I'm really enjoying it myself. I mean, who doesn't love talking about sports?
Yeah, man, it's what
we do this anyway.
It's what we do. You might as well put it on the air.
Might as well let everybody else get a taste of it.
That's right. So, in studio with us today is Kathy, my lovely wife. She's doing the production for us. So, thank you, Kathy, for stepping in.
Yeah.
She just smiled and gave me that weird look. Oh, hey, just going back with the show look. So.
Did you think you gave him a weird look?
Yeah. Oh, she knows he gave me a weird look. I know the look that I get when I say something I probably shouldn't have said. Anyway, so what do we got for us tonight?
We're going to start it off like we have the last few weeks, man. Meade County baseball and softball, it's ramping up. We've only got about 10 days left of the regular season for both of these squads, so they're trying to ramp up for the postseason. The boys, they dropped back-to-back games, Mark, against Breck County.
Yeah.
That's
really the rivalry.
It really is.
That is really the rivalry is in baseball more than it is basketball or football.
You brought it up last week. The football's kind of went away now, with Breckenridge County being 3A, and baseball is still alive and well. And again, both of these counties support their teams. They come out to the fields. They travel. They watch each other, of course, right in their own backyard. They're not very far from each other. And they've been a rivalry for a lot of years. I mean, I know growing up, I would always hear about the Breck-Meade County rivalry. So
yeah.
It's good to see, but they got the best of the boys the other day, back-to-back nights. Beat them twice, knocked them out of the first place. They took over first place, Breck County. That is, they're now 4-0 in district play, whereas the boys now dropped to 3-2.
3-2. So I mean, it's they're still in the hunt. I think it dropped
2-2. 2-2.
2-2. Okay. So that where does that put them? Is it they're still around second?
Yep, they're second in the district. Yep. They're 18-7 overall. Still having a phenomenal year. And again, they've just. It comes down to district play. We know this in any sport you watch, the division record. Yeah, and this is what it is in the district.
We think when you think 18-7, you think, well, is that a good year? In baseball, it's a good year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be on.
They've lost some tough games too. I went through their schedule today. I mean, they've really not been blown out too many times. There has been some lopsided wins or losses, but wins as well. I mean, they beat DeSales this past game 9-1, so that's a little lopsided on the winning side. But a lot of their games have been close. 2-run games, 1-run games.
Baseball is one of those games where you have to be on.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's hard to be on game in, game out because you're playing usually back-to-back nights. You have quick turnaround home and homes and things like that.
The weather, it's been raining. Yeah. It's been, I'm sure they've had games canceled or moved around. I mean, so.
I mean, football, it's a little bit, I want to say it's a little bit easier. It's been a while since we played football, but it seems like it's a little easier to kind of overcome some of that. When you're in the trenches and it's raining or whatever.
Yeah,
but baseball, it takes a lot out of you if the weather's cold. If the air is just cold, the ball doesn't fly.
I think it's because in baseball, the game really doesn't change like it does in football. If it's windy or raining, you can run the ball.
Yeah.
You don't have to pass.
You always have to hit the ball. You always have to throw the ball.
Always. So it doesn't change for baseball. But
that's right.
Again, the boys, though, still second place. I'm sure they're going to bounce back. They, again, 9-1. They beat DeSales. They're looking to probably meet up with Breck County again in the district playoffs. The Lady Waves, they suffered their first loss in their last 6 outings. So they had been on a 5-game winning streak. So go Lady Waves there. They lost to Floyd Central though, but they're still in first place in the district, 3-1 overall, and they're 16-8 overall. So both teams.
I think I said a few weeks ago. It's like it showed that Meade County, the Meade County softball, the Lady Waves, they always kind of finish strong, and they usually end up by the end of the season they're back to being a good team, even when they struggle early in the season like they did this year a little bit. I think that I really like the momentum that they're getting, and it's still I like to go out and watch them as much as we can. We haven't got a chance to really go out this year though. It's been a little bit tougher. Normally we're doing church softball, so I usually get to go up and play, watch a few games, while games are going on. But this year we moved the church league to fall, so we're not up at the ballpark right now. It's harder. It's been harder this year to cut out time to go up to the ballpark. So, but we need to do that, and especially when we get in the playoffs, we want to be up there for it.
Well, it sounds like you just need to get your priorities straight.
But
like I said, 10 days left of the remaining regular season, and the postseason tourney begins. That's when the fun starts. So, of course, seniors on the team, this is their last hurrah, so I'm sure they want to go out with a bang. So get out there, support your Lady Waves, your Green Waves, and see if they can bring home the title in the district, region, and then hopefully the state tournament as well.
Yeah, it's good. So I think next up we want to talk a little bit about UK basketball.
Yeah, UK basketball.
It's always on our minds. It's always basketball season in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And you just move from playing the playing season to the recruiting season. So
I love how you said we go from playing to recruiting.
We go from the playing season to the recruiting season, not from us playing, but you know what I mean.
I got out of breath just that.
Just thinking
segment.
about it.
So Kentucky adds their 6th portal transfer. Listen, Pope's killing it. I really want to say that. I think Pope is settling in. This is a new ball game, with John Calipari in the first, really almost 15 years, but I'd say at least 12 of these years. No transfer portal for Cal. It was all, basically recruits and,
Now we did get recruits like graduate recruits, graduate transfers, things like that. So he was always known to be able to go out and find one or two, being Calipari, that is. But now it's a whole new era. It's a whole new era.
Everybody's in on the mix, so it's not just one big school going after it. I mean, I saw that the number one quarterback in college football or high school going to college, I think he went to Georgia, but then like the 6 underneath him, they went to smaller schools. So I mean, with the NIL and the transfer portal and everything else, why wouldn't you want to stay close
small
to
schools?
home?
Small schools have a little bit of money.
Yeah, well, not only that, but
they usually can pay at least one or two guys some significant dollars to get a couple of high end players.
And if you get them, they might bring their friends. You know what I mean? So
maybe.
So there's a lot.
You got to pay them too, though.
Yeah. Kentucky adds their 6th portal transfer, Reese Potter, Harry Potter. Okay, he's originally from Lexington, Mark. I didn't know that.
Yep, I knew that.
Okay, so he transferred in from Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, because he was for the Red Hawks up there in Miami, Ohio, and
the only person I know that played there was Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
So he's 7. I think I saw he's 7 foot. He's 7. I think he's 7'1".
Okay, well I got 7 foot.
Yeah, he's another 7 footer.
Check on the back of his card.
Yeah.
No shoes or shoes.
Yeah. So I think he actually lists out at 7'1". This is a guy that's he's like the 13th player, right? And I'm not saying that he's not going to get playing time, but I think he's got a couple years left. I think this is.
I think he'll come in as a junior.
I think this will be his junior year. I think, and so it's unfortunate. I'm glad he's coming home to Kentucky. You can't teach size. It looks like he's got a decent 3-point shot. I don't know what his stats were at Miami, Ohio, but I saw some film on him.
Yeah,
he looks like he's at least comfortable
formidable
and able to make a decent percentage. The other side of that is he's small. He's like, I think he's only like 220 pounds, 215 pounds.
A lot of these guys are just
7'1", and
they're
he's
babies,
skinny.
Man. 17, 18, 19 years old. This guy might be 35. I don't know, but a lot of these guys have small frames for their size.
Yeah.
You get like somebody like Oscar Shibwe. Remember, he come in chiseled out. That's an anomaly. A lot of guys aren't that big. Anthony Davis. I mean, there's a lot of guys that play really stretch basketball. can be rim protectors and things of the college game, but not really be big, like chest wise, arms wise. And I think that's why they sometimes struggle when they get to the pros. You know,
I think so, but I think that Anthony Davis, he was kind of small.
That's what I mean.
Got to Kentucky. He was like what I think he played at 230, 240, something like that.
I think he's still
which is small for. Well, I mean, he's
I call him bird
it's pretty wild because I remember when Patrick Ewing played, and he was small. He looked small. You knew he was strong, but he looked small compared to what he was, 10 years later in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's like, when you get older, you fill out.
Yeah.
And then you get on their training programs and things like that. And the next thing you know,
I fell out.
You've gained 35.
I didn't just fill out.
You fell out.
I fell out.
One other thing about, I feel very comfortable with him coming in. He's got 2 years left of eligibility. Hopefully this works out for him. And he stays here. The thing I like about him is he also is a very willing passer. I think he's going to work very well, especially this year he'll be in probably a backup role. Next year he might be able to step into a little bit more playing time and make something for himself. But I think this year he's going to be laid off the bench. He's definitely going to help them in practice. He's going to put some height out there, some length that he'll be able to provide some stopping power in practice to get these guys, everybody else ready. And he's also, again, he's 7 foot. He's 7 foot tall.
No,
you can't teach that. You can't. But he looks like he moves well.
Yeah.
I think he's got a little bit of handle to him. I don't know. I didn't see a lot of handle in his video, but he's more of a pick and pop type of big guy out there. I think he's going to be a good addition.
On his scouting, I just took this straight from his scouting coming out of his freshman year. It said his size, versatility, and then, of course, coming to Kentucky, his experience. I'm pretty sure he's a junior. I wish I had wrote that down. But anyway, he joins the likes of Jalen Lowe, point guard from Pitt, Muhammad Duabadi, for the forward from Bama, Jaden Quaintance. Of course, I'm excited about that pick. I don't know why, because I found out this weekend, actually, on a Facebook thread, I'm petty when it comes to sports. If you don't play for me, you're dead to me. You know what I mean? And it just bugged me that he did not come to Kentucky when it seemed like he was supposed to.
But you kind of understand why. I mean, the turmoil, you're recruited, the entire coaching staff's gone, everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
And so, if Mark Pope would have been there a little earlier and being able to go talk to him, and I think he really started making a relationship with him, but he thought, man, I don't want to be the only guy here.
Yeah.
And so he went out to Arizona State for that year, right? So, it's okay.
Sounds
but he's
like
back.
you're giving him a pass.
I'm giving him a little bit of a pass because of the situation.
I'm going to root for him, of course.
Of course.
But Jaden Quaintance, power forward, Arizona State. Cam Williams, this is a lot of this versatility we're talking about. I think Mark Pope really preaches this. The guys that he gets, they can play guard, forward, they're passers, they're rebounders, they're high-energy guys. I think this guy from Tulane is going to be a huge addition. Denzel Aberdeen, we haven't really been on the air since we've since we've signed Denzel Aberdeen.
Yeah.
He was, of course, Mark Pope actually said in his press conference that it's hard to, have a bounce back year or even a better year after you come off of a national championship. But basically, this guy was not, one of the stellar stars of Florida's squad. But he was formidable, and he played really well.
He's a good defender.
Defender, could rebound, and plays with a lot of tenacity.
What we see in what Mark Pope has put together so far this year, it looks like he has looked at the film from last year, understands what the team needed. The team needed more opportunities.
Yeah.
It looks like these guys are put together to be able to not just make those, make good on those opportunities, but to create new opportunities. So better defense, definitely better rebounding. We lost games, or we got hurt in games a lot because there were just times where we just could not get a rebound.
Yeah.
And I think this team, at least on paper right now, the way it looks at with the film from last year, and of course, this is past is not necessarily prologue. We I feel though that this is a team that can get us those opportunities and put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, Denzel Aberdeen, I think he averaged 2 rebounds a game and didn't play very much, minutes. But Cam Williams, 6 rebounds a game. Jaden Quayton's 8 rebounds a game. Like, you got guys coming in that know how to get the ball, off the rim. So that's huge. Now, exiting Kentucky, because I want to kind of segue into these last 2 topics here, or just to
segue a
Kentucky.
bit, yeah,
segue a little bit. But exiting Kentucky is Mr. Kentucky basketball, former Mr. Kentucky basketball Travis Perry.
Yep.
Stays in the SEC, but he goes to Ole Miss. This is just another exit. The Lewis kid left as well. Is it Lewis?
Yeah, Caden.
He's dead to me.
Caden.
Whatever his name is. He is. There's just another guy that they see the depth. These guys are starting to see.
Yeah.
Okay, I want more playing time.
They're seeing depth.
Get it here.
They're seeing experienced depth
That's
in
right.
front of them,
Yeah.
and I don't blame Travis Perry for going to find some. And I wish him well. I really wish that he would stay, because I think he, in 2 years he's developed into. Right now, I think that when I watched film, I think that he worked hard, but he was smallish and not quite able to.
If we were going to lose somebody, that's the guy, because I heard rumblings that Chandler was kind of being shopped, and I really like Chandler. I think Colin Chandler is a staple. I think he could come off the bench and give you 3 or 4 threes a game, and all he's got to do is get a little better defensively too. And stay on the floor longer.
I'm a Colin Chandler fan too.
Yeah, love it.
I think that he's got size. He's 6'5",
he's confident.
6'5". He's rock solid. He's a 21-year-old.
Yeah, I think he's 21 or 22.
Yeah, so because he did his mission.
Yep.
So right out of high school, he took 2 years off to go do his mission. So that means he's at least 20 coming back in. So now he's probably
Mormon.
21, 22. Yeah, he's Mormon.
Yeah.
It was a Mormon mission. He's very, like you said, he's very confident. Yep. He's comfortable. He's bigger. He's good size. He's 6'5". I think he's 6'5". He's got hops.
I mean,
and he
he
can
was
shoot.
putting games in situations that was like, even when we were down, he just come in there like ice in his veins. I think shake him at all.
The one thing that worries me is the fact that he does come in a little bit like as a shooter mentality. I'm gonna come in to shoot.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, sometimes you got to play the game with you got to play the team game to get the right opening, and he didn't always do that. But he didn't. It wasn't like he didn't do it.
Yeah.
But there was just times where he would just get streaky and want to come up and shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And I think as he got more playing time, that settled down a little bit. And I was very, it was very good to see.
Well, kind of like what you said, the mentality changes. I think maturity, obviously, but also when you're being coached to come off the bench and shoot threes, I'm sure they weren't coaching him to do much else, like get in there and give us some buckets.
Yeah.
So,
of course. But he also he also can play good defense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's fast. He's got some, like I say, he's got some length. He's not just tall, but he's got some length. He's got some arm length and some reach that helps. But he's also quick and get up and some hops. I think that's what hurt Travis Perry. I think that Travis Perry lost some of that playing time.
Because of athleticism a little bit.
Because I mean, and I'm not trying to put him down or anything. I think that he's going to be the guy.
Now it's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, still he's a Kentucky boy though. I'm gonna I don't like to put anybody down that did wear the the.
What if they play for Louisville, Mark?
That's not wearing the blue and white. So if he was, I mean, I think Louisville was actually trying to get him to come over there. So it's like. What do you do? Travis. Yeah.
I know what I do.
Travis. I mean, no. I mean, I wish him well. I'm not going to root for him at Ole Miss, but I'm hoping that he flourishes into a great player, and I think he would have here. But it's just a new age. I mean, you're not always going to get that. I mean, we only lost two of these players this year. Well, other than the graduates, but two players with eligibility over the years, we've lost more than that.
Yeah, and the big one though, the last domino that's to fall is
Owe. Yeah.
Otega Owe is still shopping himself, and I read a
Well,
report
we'll
today.
know that pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Yeah, he's going to have to. Make
I think
a decision.
is it next week?
I tried to look it up and I couldn't really find a definite.
I know it's definitely before the playoffs are over.
Yeah.
I mean, before you get to the finals. So right now we're in
Second round.
in the second round of the NBA, which we're going to probably talk about that here in a moment.
Yeah.
And it's a
But you got the conference championship.
yeah. So I think it's next week. I think it's either it might be the end of this week or maybe it's early next week that you have to make the decision to come out if you're going to.
Well, this decision is looming large because it does put. The way I see it is it puts the final touches on the 25-26 roster because he is such a. I think he has so much upside. A lot of I just heard Jay Billis the other day saying that he's got a chance to come back and be National Player of the Year candidate. Yeah. First team All-American. I mean, this guy's got the body type, I think he can even get better at kind of like what you were talking about, Chandler. I think he forced a lot of shots a lot of times. I really think he was the go get a bucket kind of guy.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else was kind of using screens and doing all this stuff. He could have ISO. You know, he was one of the best ISO players we had.
It felt like at any time he could go get a bucket in most games.
Yeah.
There was only a couple of games where he just couldn't buy a bucket. Yeah. I think two.
And I think towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and it took a while, but every now and then you have an off game. So what I've heard though is that his draft outlook is not as good as you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
I've heard that he's not even in the. Right now, he's not even in the draft. I mean, he's going. Okay. Yeah, he's going to,
and that's fine. Yeah, there are a lot of multiple sources that say that. Now, the one that I read specifically from a Sea of Blue, who to me I think's got a little bit of a pulse on at least some of these players. What they're hearing is that even if it is a second round grade, it's a low second round grade.
Yes, that was going to go there next.
Yeah, guarantee. He's wanting someone to say, "Hey, if you're there in the first round, we'll take you." And I don't think that's going to happen.
This is where NIL helps college basketball.
College and
because money. Now always going to, he's going to make 2.5 million.
Shedeur Sanders lost money.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
Yes.
He would have made $5.6 million at Colorado this year off of endorsements and all that jazz that goes on there and what the school's paying him. To making $3.5 million for the Cleveland Browns. It is nuts that he's literally making less money in the NFL.
It's crazy. It is, but I mean that's the point. The point is now those kids can stay in college and make some money.
Hey, John Gruden had Ashton Genty on and made a joke. He said, "Hey man, if you'd have stayed, I was going to come back to coach. I'd have paid you $20 million." And Ashton Genty was like, "Well, wait a minute now. Do I really want to do that? Are you really going to? Are you serious?" So they're really weighing their options like that. So Owe can make probably more money coming back. Well, he will make more money coming back if he's undrafted.
Yeah,
because he's going to end up in the G League. Now, I don't think he's that type of talent. I don't think he's G League talent. I think he's ready. But a lot of people want to see more.
Right.
And I think they can be
one more year at Kentucky is going to be great for him.
Listen, man, I think it's changed. The landscape of college basketball 15 years ago changed with the one and dones. Everybody's kind of babies coming out, 19 years old, kind of still developing in their body. This fifth year stuff with COVID, the transfer portal, the NIL deals, fifth year, 6 year seniors, guys coming out rookies as 24, 25 years old, especially in the NFL. I think now they're going, okay, wait a minute, we can pump the brakes, get some of these guys that are more experienced, and let these guys play college basketball and actually watch them grow. Because Daniel Orton, for instance, he's my go-to guy. Daniel Orton. Some people may not even know who Daniel Orton is or remember who he was.
I definitely remember.
Yeah, of course, Kentucky fans probably do. But this guy's on a national championship team. He averaged like 6 minutes a game. I can't remember what it actually was. This guy had like 2 points a game, even less than that.
Yeah,
he goes in the first round of the draft. Was a one and done player. Craziness. And that was the magic of Cal. That was the magic of the recruiting in Kentucky. That's changed now. I think they're waiting for a Daniel Orton-like player say, okay, you did it this year, go do it again, and then go do it again. Because I've got a guy
and now you can afford to do that.
That's 26 years old.
And now you can afford it because now you're going to make money while you're in college.
That's
and that just opens the doors for the student athlete. But it also helps college overall because, like I said, it's those kids are now have a choice to stay home and stay in college and make money while they're there and not worried about this. But speaking of that, though, there was a couple topics that we've talked about the last couple shows. One is that they set the rosters to 15.
Yes.
They have not raised the scholarship level to 15.
13 scholarships.
They kept it at 13, but they are expected to raise it to 15.
That's what they,
Yeah.
I actually put that in the rundown, I think, last week or something.
So and so that's the way that's going to work. The other point is that they have opened that, now they're opening the door for direct payments from the university, which is going to change things. And in that, did you see what Kentucky did?
No.
So Kentucky, the University of Kentucky, has removed their athletic department from the university and put it into its own LLC.
Gotcha.
So now it is controlled. The LLC is controlled by
the Bank of Kentucky.
Is controlled by the university. But it is, what do they call it? Blue.
I knew it.
They call it blue something.
Like big blue bank.
No, it's like blue. Gosh, what do they call it? Blue
bills.
I'm trying to remember what the new LLC is, but it's like it's blue something.
Who'd have guessed?
I'm gonna go look at
blue something.
Kentucky.
A big thing too is while you're looking that up, you know who I just thought about? Who would have? Kentucky fans would have loved to have had this NIL in place. I don't even know what it was now, probably 20 years ago. But remember Kalina Azubuike?
Yes.
He left because of money. He left because he had his family to take care of.
Champions Blue LLC.
Champions Blue LLC.
Yeah, it's a limited liability company. Yeah, it's a limited liability company called Champions Blue to better manage funding, expenses, and potential revenue sharing with athletes as college sports evolves. Kentucky is the first college university to do this. The first. They are the first public university.
Okay, so
private schools have done this before for years, but they're the first public university to do so, and it's going to change the game because I think it's going to change the game a lot because now it allows for more of those public and private partnerships, whereas you were limited what you could do at the university, at the university level. So, so that makes sense. It's going to open up things and it's going to make it easier for you to pay them.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, that is exactly why I thought about Kalina Azubuike, because it was a financial decision why he left. Now, if he was, in this, nature of the business as a collegiate athlete, he might have stayed at Kentucky longer. Yeah. And I'm telling you, he was primed to be one of the best Kentucky players, in my opinion, we had seen in a very long time. He was so nasty. And that was a man in a little bitty frame, not a little bitty frame, a big frame and a little body. Like he wasn't a 6'10" guy, but boy, he could.
I think he was 6'4".
Oh my
he was
gosh,
like 6'4", or something like that.
Oh boy!
But he was a man. Yeah. He was a man amongst boys. You could just you could see how cut he was when he played and stuff. It was unreal. And he was talent. He had talent. He was skilled.
So to put a bow on this, so according to Sea of Blue, currently mocked as a second rounder, Otega Oweh. Look that up real fast if you don't care, Mark. Let's see when he has to make a decision before how much time he's got, because that is interesting to me, because I think this is what we're waiting on. I think Oweh. I think Mark Pope is probably sitting there every day going, well, he's waiting for the phone to ring and say, "Hey, coach, I'm coming back," because I just think that a guy with that type of talent, that much experience, I think he can really come in and help these young guys just kind of,
Well, I'm way off.
get associated.
I'm way off. It says that that's right. The NBA draft is not until July now.
No, I know that. Okay,
that's the thing. Is it used to be in June?
Okay, yeah, because the finals are going to be going on in June.
Right. So they've now moved the draft deadline to June. So it's June 15th. So we have another month of this.
Okay, so another month. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and again, the only thing because again, he could get an invite to a summer league or anything like that, and then that's going to help him make a decision. But according to the Sea of Blue, I'm just going to close it with this. The Sea of Blue report, he is searching for a first-round guarantee. That was straight off the press.
Yeah.
They feel like
that's everything that I've heard on every one of the other shows and things, the podcasts.
Now, NBA, a lot of people don't know this. They think a first-round pick gets money. Now, they will get money, but guaranteed money is a lottery pick. So it's only like the first 12 picks, first 14 picks, whatever it is. Those are the only guaranteed contracts.
Those are the only ones, really.
Yeah,
the only one guaranteed. But
guaranteed
there
money.
The minimum is still.
They're just going to get paid, but I'm just saying like a guaranteed contract, a lottery pick gets a guaranteed contract. You can look up the parameters. I just know that that's why they call them the lottery pick. The lottery picks are the first 14, I think.
Well, that's the lottery picks. It was called the lottery because they draw it out. And we've just all kind of interpreted that as
they've won the lottery.
The team wins the lottery, right?
Yeah.
The team wins the lottery to pick pick those top 15 players. Yeah. But it's about to me, and as I remember, it was because I remember when the NBA. I think the NBA draft used to have like 4 or 5 rounds or something like that, and then they cut the 2 out of the Players Association said, listen, you're hiding players, you're not giving opportunities, so they cut it down to 2 as part of their negotiations, I think way back in the 80s maybe or early 90s. I can't remember when it switched.
I watched a documentary about it, Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell.
No.
I think it was based on a true story.
It may be. I think
they traded for Woody Harrelson for a washing machine.
Yeah. But at least, even in that stuff, there's some truth.
Oh, yeah.
There's some truth in it, but it's, I got you. I was like, I took you serious for a half a second.
But let me tell you something. I've been standing on this knowledge thinking I knew what I was talking about. I'm interested.
So
because the lottery pick, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm still standing by it. I think a lottery pick, that's the difference. I think a lottery pick gets guaranteed money. And everybody drafted after that is not guaranteed. And I'm just talking about guaranteed as a.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I've always thought it was that there was guaranteed money. The guaranteed money. I know that you're guaranteed a contract. You're not guaranteed a contract in the second round. But I don't know that you're guaranteed that. I mean, they can cut you, right?
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. I think a lottery pick, like Zion Williamson, for instance. Zion Williams, he stays hurt so much you don't even remember his name. Anyway, Zion gets drafted number 1 overall. I don't think he can be cut without being paid. That's what I'm saying. I think there's guaranteed money in that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That same thing. So a guaranteed contract. It means exactly that. That even if I cut you or if I
still owe you money,
I owe you the money.
Yeah.
I can, but your contract. I don't know. I'm trying to. It used to be the whole first round.
It's money that we're never going to see.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but that was my point. I'm just saying Oweh is in his best interest is to do what's best for his family, and if he gets a first round grade, perfect, go on. But I think that he could benefit from coming back and playing for a team that I think the Sweet 16 is now the floor. I think that's what we're expecting.
Okay, so this is from Sportico. I don't know how great that.
Well, we'll be able to determine its relevancy and accuracy, whether or not it proves me right or wrong.
Okay, well, I don't think it's going to prove you right. So.
Crap.
This is
fake news.
Let's see. Rookie contracts for the first rounds are tied to the NBA salary cap, which is currently projected at $141 million. This is last year's numbers. For 24-25.
They're barely going to be.
The cap is expected to increase 3.7% versus last season. With the rookie deals up the same percentage. Wembley signed a 4-year contract worth $55.2 million, accounting on the 23-24 NBA season, which determines the final cap figure next season. will be completed this week. So then
I
it
feel
goes
like
on to
I'm
say,
one of the
I went to-
professors at Goodwill Hunting that is not getting the problem that's on the board.
Yeah,
I need
so
the janitor to come in here.
the value. Sorry,
What are we talking about here?
the value of contracts dropped steeply for picks lower in the first round. The Miami Heat chose. Okay, let me skip down here. So, the first 2 years of these contracts are guaranteed with protection for lack of skill and injury or illness.
Okay, so that's the lottery picks.
So no, that's the first round.
The whole first round?
That's what it says. The value of contracts drops. Yeah. So the I think it's the signing bonuses that you're thinking about.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe there was something that I didn't know about.
No, you seem pretty confident you were about to prove me wrong.
Well, I wasn't trying to. I wasn't going out. That wasn't the intent, but it's just the bonus.
No, I needed to be fact checked. That's fine. We need more fact checkers in the world. But anyway, yeah. So that's. But again, I still
like an
believe,
extra hole in the head.
Yeah, I still believe that Oweh. I think his financial future is safe by the standards of what you're going to make as a second rounder, ending up in the G League, driving around on a bus. When you're going to be able to fly first class with the University of Kentucky for another year. And I just think that's the decision he'll probably end up making because it just doesn't feel like the NBA is going to give him that first round guarantee. Another Wildcat that's making headlines, of course, is reigning MVP right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, SGA, he's funny to me because while he was extremely talented, I mean, he obviously – the fact that we only got to see him 1 year, and it was kind of a part of a team that underperformed, to expectations. Man, this kid is just balling at the NBA level.
It's like, what? How come? I mean,
the switch is flipped,
and it seems like it flipped almost immediately when he went to the NBA.
It's crazy,
but sometimes that's about the freedom of play and things that This is where I didn't like. I didn't always like
playing bottled up.
Cal seemed to like put the brakes on a lot, and I'm like, how does? I mean, it doesn't seem like we play fast, and he'll yell and say he would yell and say, go move, go. But I mean, is it because you put too much into the scheme that now everybody plays, doesn't play as well or doesn't play as free?
It's free,
and I think that's what I like about Mark Pope is like, there's a lot of, not just a lot of freedom, but sometimes there's a lot of simplicity to what he does. It's not just
I think too, like you just don't see people ending up in the doghouse like immediately.
Yeah.
Like how many times did Cal have a guy in the doghouse and it was like game 6 and somebody's literally not getting any playing time? Who's the guy? Somebody just transferred in the last 2 years, 3 years. Bryce
Harper. No,
man, I almost said Bryce Harper. It's crazy.
Not Harper. Bryce Hopkins.
Yes, Bryce Hopkins. He was one. I mean, my gosh, it was like he killed John Calipari's dog or something.
Yeah.
And they ended up having, I think, a beef a little bit. And then wasn't he the one that got stepped down and then brought back on the team?
Oh,
who was that? There was another guy, and then he ended up transferring the next year. But he got suspended or kicked off the team. Then
is that Bryce Hopkins?
Then his mom came in. It was like a Coach Carter incident. and he ended up getting back.
I don't remember if it. I don't think.
Do you know what I'm talking about though? Right?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's. I don't know if those are the same
it's
thing.
Like Cal, man, give these guys a break. Like if they miss a shot, they're in trouble, or if they miss a defensive switch or whatever. Like I get coaching, but I mean, my gosh, you spent the time recruiting these guys. To me, it's like you make yourself look stupid when you don't let these boys play. You was out there recruiting them.
I mean, yeah,
you brought them in here for a reason.
But I think that's where Calipari struggled at, and I don't want us always to. I don't want us to always kind of like
dump on Cal.
He's dead to me. But he's that Arkansas coach. But what I'm looking at is that I saw this while we were. It seemed like I saw this. Game in, game out. The further we went, the more I was like, I would get so frustrated during games that I was like, man, just, how come we know? Are we just slow? I mean, it seemed like when I know when we had John Wall would be able to just outrun everybody, with the ball, dribbling the ball up the court And it's like, and maybe we're a little spoiled by that early on.
No,
but
we
it
had
seemed
Brandon Knight the next year.
yeah, and we had these guys, and then it's like, well, we get these. Then we were still seemed like getting good recruits, but then all of a sudden the ball stopped moving.
Yeah,
and it's like, and
the Tyrese Maxey year. I mean, I remember that. It was like everybody was just standing around. I'm like, why are we not moving? And it just seemed like that was what the scheme was.
And it's like, that's what I like about Mark Pope. It's like people are moving.
Oh yeah,
you move without the ball. You got big men.
Kobe Abrea. He made a living off of it.
Yeah, I mean, you move the big men are invert the big men out, let them run the plays because they can see over the defense.
They can set picks,
and a lot of times they're not. The other big man's not coming out.
Yeah.
Not at least not as far. A lot of times there's a switch that happens where you got you've got the right matchup to make a good play.
Yeah,
and it's like there's back screens, there's pick and roll, there's a little bit of everything in the game, and there's lots and lots of movement. When we got hurt this year is when we stopped. Not when we stopped moving, but when the other team was able to stop us from moving.
Yeah.
And that movement kind of stagnated, and that's when we ended up in those games where we were chucking up threes that weren't really completely as open as other games. But
and the thing about it is I remember a story about Rajon Rondo, who was recruited by Louisville as well, and I think there was like an incident where he went to Louisville for a visit or something, and Pitino told him, if you leave here without signing, just don't come back. Or I think it was like real heated that way. But anyway, he ends up choosing Kentucky. And I heard a story, like probably after Rajon Rondo had probably won a championship with Boston. Like it had been a few years since he'd been in the league. But they said it was the worst mistake he ever made was playing for Tubby Smith versus going and playing for Rick Pitino. They said Rajon Rondo was almost in a cage. He couldn't do what he did in the NBA. Of course, there's a lot more space. A lot of things play into that. But I do agree with you. I think there's a lack of freedom in some people's schemes. And Calipari, man, I just remember getting so upset sitting there watching him throw a fit when somebody just like threw an errant pass or, like I said, missed a defensive rotation. It's like, get over here and come out of the game. I mean, it's not fifth grade basketball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand you make a bonehead play, you can coach and you can scream at guys, but you got to play.
But you got to remember that also that the difference is he had freshmen.
Oh yeah,
and Pope's got upperclassmen.
That's true,
and that's a big difference because now I've got to teach this guy I've got to not only teach this guy the scheme, but I've got to now teach him how to play within the scheme, and then if he's not playing within the scheme, I've got to put some consequences in it. So which is pull him out until he's not, and it's crazy. But so anyway, back to the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, back to SGA. So SGA is playing for the Thunder, of course, and reigning MVP. The Oklahoma City Thunder last night scored 87 first half points. They routed.
That sounds like a Kentucky team.
Yeah, there you go.
Kentucky scored 86 against the LSU in 19.
That was the comeback game.
No. That was the.
I thought they were down by.
So the year of the comeback game was like 1995, 1994, something like that.
That was 11.
And then 1996, they went back to LSU and they put 86 on them in the first half.
Jeez.
So yeah, it was.
That's crazy to think in a 40-minute game.
40-minute game, and they put 86 on them, and I think they only ended up scoring like 40 something in the second half. But it was pretty much. Take the foot off the gas type of thing. You said back to the NBA. We said 3 sentences, and we're talking about Kentucky again. He said 87. He said scored 87 points. I was like, well, I remember Kentucky scored 86.
The Oklahoma City Thunder scored 87 first half points in route of dismantling the Denver Nuggets, 149 to 106. SGA 34 points in just 30 minutes of play. He also added 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Now, the big stories are in the East, the reigning NBA champions, the Boston Celtics, and the number 2 seed overall. Their Celtics' dream of repeating is in jeopardy. They drop back-to-back home games and fall behind 0-2 against the Knicks.
Oh my gosh! So we
Jalen
watched
Brunson.
Kathy and I have watched those games a little bit. And it's like, and it seems like they lost them both the same way.
Yep.
They're up 20 in the third, up 20 and change in the third, and next thing you know, it's a tight game at the end, and they just can't get a. I mean, they lost. I think they missed. I want to say they missed on like 14 straight possessions or something last night or something like that. It was like it was crazy.
But the narrative, which it's funny. I'm not gonna.
The Celtics missed on 14 straight.
I promise I will not transition into a LeBron James conversation. But it's funny to me that you have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They go. I think they combined for 0 for 12 in like 8-minute stretch, and one of them didn't score in the fourth quarter at all. But the story today on ESPN is the Knicks, not the Celtics, being dismantled. And to me, that's the narrative that is crazy to me. You've got two young superstars who are supposed to be the next faces of the league, and they get a pass for blowing two 20-point leads back to back.
It's crazy, man.
It's nuts. But the Cavs, on the other hand, they're the number 1 seed. They find themselves in a similar hole, down 0-2 to the Indiana Pacers, and Tyrese Halliburton's balling. So you got Jalen Brunson for the Knicks and Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers. And, of course, there's role player teams, but they're the stars of their teams, and they're actually bringing the heat every single night. They're making it very tough.
It looks like to me, it looks like the Thunder and the Nuggets are going to be, one of the. To me, it's going to be one of the premier series to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think that's a competitive game, as a competitive series that versus some of these others. I mean, I really didn't expect I really expected the Celtics to do much better. I thought it was going to be, Celtics in like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I knew that the Knicks were a much improved team. But the fact that they're shutting the Celtics down in the fourth quarter like that,
it's crazy.
I've just never expected that. But I mean, kudos to them. I mean, I'm just
kudos
saying,
to them. Absolutely,
it's their defense that's done it.
Again, you can't turn on ESPN without people giving kudos to the Knicks. But where's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Why do they? It seems like they're sinking in the fourth quarter. And
it's
weird to me. They turn the ball over. They're taking ridiculous shots. Jason Tatum took a corner 3 last night that I thought, I didn't even know he was in bounds. And there was like 8 seconds.
It was almost in the same spot.
That's what I'm saying.
On that last play last night, it was almost in the same spot. It wasn't quite into the corner.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was either going to try to take that shot or he was trying to pass it out to Brown.
Yeah.
And
they do that, though. And my brother pointed it out. They get in this 2-man thing where nobody else touches the ball. They get kind of like an ISO playing.
It was almost like 1-on-3.
Yeah.
Tatum was over in the corner, almost like a 1-on-3, because what happened was
he's Kobe.
Was it Beasley?
Trained with Kobe Bryant. That's who he is.
What's his name? What's the guy's name? Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges comes off of Brown, and he's the one that blocks the. I don't know if it was a pass or a shot. The announcer said they thought it was a shot.
They thought it was a shot.
It looked like he was trying to pass out to Brown to me, but
it looked like a bad shot.
But it was a great play. And Bridges has played. You can chalk up those 2 wins to Bridges in the fourth quarter. His defense has been just nuts.
It's like he flips a switch.
Yeah, and it's like, but he waits till the fourth quarter to do it.
I know.
So the Celtics, the plan for the Celtics is you got to get up 30.
Oh, I know.
You got to get up 30 in the third, because 20 is not enough, because you're not going to be able to play in the fourth quarter.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the Celtics are still probably going to win the series. I just feel like they will.
But they just lost 2 at home.
I know, but they're the better team. I mean,
overall,
I think it takes magic.
But now you got to win. Now you got to win at least 2.
The only reason I'm saying that is
you got to win 2 on the road. It's going to be tough.
The only reason I'm saying that is, first off, I love their coach. I think their coach is phenomenal. I love him. His name slipping my mind. That's how much I love him. But anyway, Joe something. Anyway, he is. I think he'll get the ship, turned around. But I cannot see Jason Tatum, who is literally a 2K cover athlete. Like, this guy's in his prime. I just can't see him falling away in the fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown, who, he's the MVP last year in the finals. He's the one that didn't get invited to the USA team. He's played with a chip on his shoulder, because he's a Nike guy, or not a Nike guy and all that jazz.
Right.
But he's been playing with a chip on his shoulder. They're 1A, 1B superstars. I mean, they've drafted this team they've done a phenomenal job putting the Celtics team together. They've gotten some free agents, but their core are drafted dudes, and you just can't say that about a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. I think they turn that around. It's the same thing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. I just cannot see the Pacers continuing this pace of play, pardon the pun, because Donovan Mitchell is the same way. Donovan Mitchell, the Cleveland Cavaliers get up, and then it's like, where's Donovan Mitchell go?
Yeah.
And he's the best player on the floor. Like, I get Tyrese Halliburton's balling, but Donovan Mitchell, the Spider. I mean, this dude's got a nickname. Like, when you have a nickname, you're supposed to be great. And,
I hear you.
And when you fall away in these moments, it's crazy to me.
And so you got the number one and number 2 seeds in the East, and they're both down 0-2 at home.
It's crazy.
You know, and now they're heading to the Cavaliers are heading over to the Pacers. They're taking over to Indy, and the Indy's going to I think that it's going to be tough for them to come out. I think the Celtics are going to have a tough time in New York.
I have a better feeling about it. The Cavs are the Cavs. Like, Cleveland is just a city of losers.
Yeah.
It just has been.
It's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. So Cleveland's themselves. I feel like Boston is in a
beginning of
position.
draft day just went through my mind.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just the way it is. I mean, Cleveland is just a dumpster fire. I mean, nobody wants.
But what do you have in Cleveland? You have your sports teams.
That's right, and everybody that roots for Cleveland are diehard, blue collar. One of the funniest stories I ever heard was a guy died. He was a Cleveland Browns. Not that he died was funny, but he was a Cleveland Browns season ticket holder for like 50 years. I mean, this guy was in his 80s or whatever. But he requested that the Browns offensive lineman, now this is no joke, he requests that the Browns offensive lineman be his pallbearers so that they can let him down one more time. And the Browns answered the call, and he got 6 offensive linemen, and they came and were the pallbearers at his funeral. But that's the mentality of the fan base. Like, they hang their hats on the Jim Brown years of the 50s and 60s, and they're just blue collared, they're rough, they're tough, they put batteries and snowballs and throw them at people. Like, they're a crazy fan base, but man, they just don't win very many chips. I just know it was at least Cleveland one time because the Broncos got hit in the face with one, and it was a 9-volt.
9-volt battery. Yeah, I remember that.
But anyway, like I said, it's just one of those things where Cleveland's. There's an old saying that the Raiders are going to Raider or whatever. I think Cleveland,
the Browns.
Sometimes. So
You're absolutely right. It's like
I like Boston's chances to come back down 2-0 better than I do Cleveland's.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
think it's going to be tough for either one. But I think Celtics are probably closer to 50-50, and the Cavaliers are probably more like maybe.
I mean, it's tough. I mean,
25-30% chance.
I didn't look
back.
up. I didn't look up at those stats, but I mean, it's got to be monumental.
We've seen this before in the NBA, where the home team goes down 0-2. They go on the road and they win 2 on the road. Now it's back to even.
Because the format changed too.
Yeah,
it used to be 2-3-2. Now it's 2-3-1-1-1. So
right.
It does give you a little split there to where you don't have to go win 3 in a row, or excuse me, 4 in a row, and you still get to protect home court a little bit. So all they got to do is go win 2, and then it's back even. But of course,
and it starts with winning the next one.
It's got to win the next one.
I mean, no matter what, you have to win the next one. You don't want to be 3-0. That's right, or 0-3. So, but anyway.
Good show.
Hey, that's another good show, man.
Yeah, man.
So let's see. This was kind of an odd night for us to be on live, but we're looking for a new night for the sports. I think that we're going to work that out somehow. We're going to get with Steve and figure out a good time slot for this. But man, thanks for coming and hanging out again, man.
Always fun.
I'm having a blast.
Yep.
So we're gonna sign off here tonight. But thank you all for coming and talking with us, and listening to us, because Aaron and I can just go on and on about this stuff all night. We really enjoy doing this, and we're really glad that you guys come in and listen to us. So thank you all, and y'all have a great night.